Hey Pixies, so today we are going to do a polygel overlay. My nails are pretty damaged right now. 10 out of 10 do not recommend ripping your nail tips off. Yeah. So the polygel kit that I got was from Amazon. I think it was $15, at least at the time that I purchased it. There's instructions. In the top, it comes with a nail file, clear polygel, apricot polygel, which I think is the one we're going to use today, slip solution, which I spilled and have very little remaining, a gel base and gel top coat, a brush, which isn't the greatest. This comes off very easily, so I actually just ordered a new brush, a little dish. It was a set. It's a brush, a slip solution, a bigger bottle, and 2 little dishes, and then the dual forms came with it. We will not be using these today. We will be using the gel base, gel top coat, slip solution, brush, apricot, or apricot, however you want to say it, polygel, and then I have a buffing block, some alcohol prep pads, and nail file. So I am going to get started on this hand. To get started, I am going to take an alcohol prep pad and just wipe my nails down real quick to remove any debris or oils. So I'm just gonna give it a good scrub, make sure there's no excess product anywhere from me ripping everything off. And my yogurt container cut me today, and that alcohol burns a lot. So we're just going to do an overlay today. Oh, I also have my nail lamp. Everything will be linked down below for you. I do not have discount codes for any of the products from today, but discount codes for any of the other products are always linked down below. So you can always check that out if you're interested in purchasing anything, but the products we're using today from Model 1s, I do not have discount codes for. I'm also going to use my Cuticle Pusher for pushing my cuticles back and using it as a scraper to get the product off and onto my nail, because this particular kit doesn't come with a scraper. I just wanted to play around with polygel. I've used it a couple of times now, and I just wanted to kind of play around with it. So I got an inexpensive kit. That's what I usually like to do, is buy something that's kind of inexpensive. And if I like that type of product, then I might look for a different one if I'm not completely satisfied with the one that I purchased. So do you guys like the videos where I talk through, or do you like the voiceover better? All right, so my nails are already kind of shaped. They're dehydrated from the alcohol prep pad, and we pushed our cuticles back. So first you take your gel base, and I am going to do my thumb first. So I am just going to, if you've seen my other videos, you know I like to do my thumbs separate when using gel especially. So we're just going to do our entire thumb before we move on. So I'm applying that gel base, just a nice thin layer to that entire nail. Make sure you don't have any on your skin, which can cause some lifting then. And I'm going to cure it for 30 seconds. Now that is going to provide a nice sticky layer for our polygel to stick to. Okay, so I do not have a dish yet. So I literally spill this every single time I use it. I don't know why. So I just put a little bit in the cap. You do not need much, and I'm just going to set that aside there. Now I'm going to take the apricot polygel. Polygel is literally the stickiest thing I have ever in my life used, but I mean, I'm just somebody that does not like being sticky at all. So I have a hard time with sticky products, but Oh my goodness, I can't even get this one off. I got the clear one off. I've been using the clear, I haven't used this one yet. I'm going to probably just poke a hole in this, because this is like really on here, which is good because the clear actually leaked a little. This seal was missing and the clear leaked a little bit. So at least this didn't leak. So I'm just going to press that in and like press it to the sides. And then you want to have alcohol available to wipe off any of your tools or anything. So just wipe that right off. And then I am going to remove the cat hair from my, we're just going to scoop off a little bit, a little bead there. This consistency actually seems a little bit different than the clear for some reason. The clear was very sticky and it had kind of exploded out of it. It didn't come out of the actual thing, but whenever I took the cap off, it was like all through the inside of the cap. So I just laid that on there. And then I dipped this in that slip solution. That is what helps you move the polygel around. So I am just going to very lightly start kind of pushing it out. We're just doing an overlay. So we're not extending or anything like that. And I actually got a little too much, so I am going to set that aside. I'm just gonna put that back onto my scooper and we'll use that on the next nail. I just want it to be very thin. This is just going to protect my nail when I'm using my peel base. So I'm making it really thin on the sides because we can always add another layer, but I don't want to unless I have to. So we're just going to do a very light layer and shape it right to our natural nail, and then I am going to, my cats are destroying the place. If your brush starts to stick, then you need to dip back into the slip solution just a little bit. I am just going to, since my nails are flatter than flat, I'm just going to attempt to build a slight apex, nothing major, but my nails are a little damaged and very thin naturally. So I am just going to attempt to make it look like they're not as thin as they are. Give it a little bit of shape, and we can buff and file. I just don't want to have a whole lot of buffing and filing to do. So this is really easy just to kind of push around, and like I said, this one is actually a lot thinner for some reason than the clear. Not sure why it would be a different consistency. So once you're satisfied, you can dip. I just wiped my brush off on the alcohol prep pad and dipped into the slip solution to remove any excess from our sidewall and cuticle area. You do not want the product right on your cuticle area because it can lift then. So you want to make sure that you don't have product actually on those spots. And I think I actually have a cat hair in there, which is not good. We don't want that. See, the brush kind of comes apart. So this, I think, for its price would be a good kit for you to see if you even like the polygel. But I don't know if it would be great for continuation. The polygel seems fine, but this brush, I can't handle that brush. Okay, I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds, just to make sure it is fully cured. Okay, so it will still be sticky a little, but I just want to make sure it seems cured, which I think it is. I'm going to wipe it off. And as you can see, I just did like the thinnest coat. So since I wiped it off, it doesn't have that tacky layer anymore. If you wanted to add a little bit more, you would want to put the base on again, cure that for 30 seconds, and then do that if you wiped the tacky layer off. If you did not, then you should be good to just go right in on top of that. But I think I'm good with that, so I am actually going to reshape it, just go across the end a little bit and around the sidewall. I got a little bit there, so I'm just going to file that off, but it's very thin. We applied it really thin. I'm just trying to protect my natural nail for whenever I pop off my manicures to easily change them. And I'm actually going to be doing a full video on peel base start to finish, and I will film the remainder after when I actually then pop off the manicure. So it'll be a full video on the peel base. That is just a piece of skin that we don't want there. My nails were long for so long that I kind of developed like a little callus here because it kind of grew out with the nail. So that's all I did there. So I'm just going to file this, and then just to make sure there's no bumps, I'm lightly just going to, I'm using the softest side and I'm barely putting any pressure, and I'm just going over the whole thing. I just want to make sure there's no bumps, because you could have the slightest bump and then it'll show through like every manicure that you do. So I'm just going to look at it from all angles and give it a good little buff. And I'll probably do a video using the dual forms and stuff, but I figured since I didn't have anything on my nails right now and I was keeping them as shorties for a little bit, that I would just do this video where it's just an overlay. Okay, so for right now, I'm good with that. So since I removed that tacky layer, I am going to wipe it down to get the filing dust off. And that's what we're looking like. Hope you can see it. So it's just a real thin overlay. So I just wiped it off with the alcohol prep pad to remove any of a tacky layer. And I am going to apply another base layer of gel. So the Modelones gel base coat that came with the kit. I do like the Modelones gels. I actually just ordered some more. I especially like it. I do swatch dots, and I like to do them with gel for my products. So I just ordered some more because the Modelones is cheap and I like to use that for my swatching. So I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Now we're going to take our Modelones top coat, and we are going to do a layer of that and cure it for 60 seconds, and that will complete this nail. So just apply a nice thin layer to the entire nail. Don't wipe it off or anything first, because that tacky layer is going to help this top coat stick well. And just make sure you don't have any flooded over. So that's what we're looking like, and it looks so nice and pretty now. So I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, that one is totally done. So I'm gonna go on to this one now. Just gonna give it a quick wipe again with an alcohol prep pad. We're going to apply our base. So we're gonna do a thin layer of base. Just remember, like I said, don't get it on your cuticle or sidewall area, because that can cause lifting. So make sure you're coating the nail in a nice thin layer, but not touching your cuticle or skin area with it. Okay, so then this extra product that we set aside, I'm taking my brush and I'm just going to scoop that off of there, and we're going to apply that to our nail here and get a little bit of the slip solution. So dip the brush in there. You don't need a lot of the slip solution, but this is very sticky, so The slip solution just helps so that you can move the product around. Once again, I'm just doing it real thin on the sides and then making sure I am not touching my skin or cuticle area. I think that the Polygel, it's very thick, but I think it's actually a lot easier to work with than Builder Gel. And I liked my Builder Gel for a while, but every time I had a damaged part or anything like that, it just took so long for me to try to repair it or work with it. But I did like the Builder Gel. I just kind of got tired of repairing it all the time. I really like my nail tips and I will go back to them. Last week I had shorties. I was letting my nails breathe a little bit. I didn't have anything on them for a few days. I just dipped in slip solution and I'm going around the sides to remove any extra. But last week I had shorties. I was trying to let my nails breathe a little bit because they hadn't been bare in a really long time. So I was letting them breathe a little bit, and I just decided not to put nail tips on for a little bit. I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. I'm sorry, 60 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to wipe that down. I just want to look at everything before I move on. Just going to go around here real quick, make sure I don't have any product there. I have a little bit on that side, so I'm just going to file that off and make it flush with my real nail. Hey Rascal, what are you doing? And then I'm just going to take the softer side and go over the tip area, and then since I already did it, I'm going to just buff this just slightly with that softest side. I'm doing literally the thinnest little coat of Polygel. Just looking for any bumps. Okay, so we're good. So I'm going to apply the gel base and cure it for 30 seconds. Okay, now we're going to apply the gel top coat and cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, so that one is totally done. And as you can see, I'm just doing the thinnest little layer. So I'm going to attempt to do these three all together. Alcohol prep pad to wipe up. I just like to do that in case I touched those nails on anything. That way I know there's no oils from my hand or anything like that on the nail. Once that alcohol is dry, I am going to go in with my Model 1 gel base, and I'm going to apply it to all three nails. Just a nice thin layer, not touching my skin. And if you get any on your skin, just wipe it up before you cure. That way it doesn't harden to your skin. So we're going to cure that for 30 seconds. Okay, and then we're going to do our Polygel. If you need to wipe your brush off, I just keep an alcohol prep pad right here next to me and I just wipe it on there as needed. So I'm going to start with my leftovers from the other one, get a little bit of slip solution to get that off of there. And then I'm just going to cut off another little piece probably enough for the remaining nails, maybe not. So I'm just gonna slide that on there and see if that's probably too much, but if it starts sticking like that, you need more slip solution. So dip the brush and then come back in and then see how it starts to melt down on. But I think builder gel is a little bit easier to work with because, not builder gel, poly gel, because builder gel moves around so much. This moves pretty much when you move it. It doesn't really move a whole lot except when you're pushing it around. So if you've tried builder gel and it was an issue for you, you may want to try some poly gel. And we're going to apply our top coat. And then after you make sure that you don't have any on your skin, if you hold your hand upside down for a few seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, the gel top coat will self-level. cure for 60 seconds. Okay, all cured. This is what they look like from the side. Get the dust off. So that's what they look like from the side. Very natural looking, very shiny, and I'd be totally happy to go out with them like this. I am not going to apply cuticle oil because I am going to be going in with a manicure. Now, if you use peel base, you would put your peel base on and start your manicure. If you do not, what I would recommend is roughing up this top coat and then going in with your dipper gel because you want that to be a little rough for it to adhere to well, but peel base needs a very smooth surface so it can pop off. So I am not going to do cuticle oil, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps YouTube recommend it to others. If you'd like to see more content, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I have new videos every Monday and Thursday. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can find me on Instagram at DippingPixie. I also have a TikTok. Both of those will be listed below as well. That's it for this one, guys, and I will see you in the next one.